Sorry about that. Of course, the internet dies the one time I'm streaming. Anyway, back to this montage. Yeah, I was saying just honestly, probably the best montage that's ever been made from the Breath of the Wild movies. I think Rin's editing is just insane. But anyway, yeah, this one, next one, Hero of Calamity. This was technically after the Age of Calamity trailer dropped. Like in the armor and whatever. It was a pretty standard montage, I'd say. I'd say Bokoblin is probably still better, so I'd probably go bottom of B tier. It was pretty basic stuff still. Although it was packaged, so it's like it's still gonna be sort of advanced, but you know what I mean. So yeah, I'm gonna put bottom of B for now. Okay. Anyway, next is this one. This is from Windwolf. Hope of Hyrule. I remember this was actually a pretty decent montage actually. The combat was pretty good. It was nothing too new, but it was still pretty nice combat. The editing was pretty decent, I'd say. So it'd probably also beat it, but I'd say it's definitely above Bokoblin Slayer. I'd say it's a hard choice between these two. I'd say it's probably yeah, I'd probably leave it here. Actually, no, I'd have to put it here because it's more editing. Anyway, a nice montage in general. Anyway, next, this montage is the most popular montage to exist. From Hyan. I don't know. I honestly can't say his name. But yeah, this was really popular. It was just a bunch of clips compiled together really early on. But I'm gonna have to put it quite low because it's not as advanced as the nowadays montages, but it's still a decent watch. So I'd have to put it, I think, above this one. I think I'd put it here. Yeah, it's just lacking in the advanced combat that everything else is nowadays. Anyway, next is this one. This is Axe Cave's first montage, the Immortal Hero montage. It was mainly Druid perfect parries and stuff and Druid tech, which I find really impressive, but most casual players wouldn't. I think it's another high B tier. I'd have to say around here, I reckon, because it wasn't too impressive because it was mainly just defuse, but the few clips I did have like LDRs, whatever, the Ganon fight was really good on this, I remember. Let me get up the Ganon fight. And there was some cinematic stuff as well. First thing off, LDR. That LDR just looks so cool because it's such a rush to the other side. And obviously, perfect Druid rush off. Another Druid perfect parry. And a classic skew bounce ending. So it was, in general, it's just a pretty cool thing as well. Like, there's just Druid perfect parries on everything. Like the Blights on Ganon, Lionel's, whatnot. So yeah. Anyway, next we have, this is another one of Yuna's combat montages. This is called Knight's Responsibilities. This was another, I'd have to put it around the same as the other one because it was also a pretty nice montage for the time. And the clips were like very new at the time. Like there was not really much like them. Stuff like skew bouncing, ground bullet time, etc. So it's gonna go higher than this one. I'd say I'd have to put it above this one as well. I think for the time it was actually pretty. I'm gonna have to put it here because it was for the time. It was very good montage at the time, especially. So yeah, I need more tiers. No, I don't want to be mean. I'm just gonna leave A, B, C because I think anything under B is just a bit mean. I could quickly add a D tier, honestly. Okay, let's just use a C tier as well. If I had to use a C tier, I'd put this here. I'd put this here. I'd leave that there. I think I'd just have this for now. A C. Yeah, let's leave it at that. So I think this is too good to be C tier. So there was some good editing in it. Anyway, next lightning montage. This is a big one. This is another probably one of the best montages because it's so recent as well. The editing is just insane. Like there's shaking effects, there's like flashing and whatnot. And the fact that it was like about lightning and there's so much you can do with lightning in the game that's been untouched. It was just really cool to see. So I think this is also S tier. I'm gonna have to put it above the For Our Friends montages because it looks so impressive as well, and like the editing the actual clips and not just cutscenes was just so impressive to see. So I'm gonna have to put it top of S tier, top so far. Anyway, let's just zoom in a bit. There you go. Right. Anyway, next, the Zalfos Slayer. This is another one from Pekka. I think this is the most popular video. I think it hit 2 million views recently as well. I think it's above BotW Slayer. I'm probably just gonna put one above BotW Slayer. Again, for the time, it was pretty advanced stuff. It was very impressive to everyone, etc. So I'm gonna have to put it around the same as this one. Actually, I may have to put it below. I'll probably put one below because it was just those Alphas fights. There wasn't anything particular combos or anything. So I'll leave it there for now. Put Lightning A, not S. No, I've got to put it S tier. It's just one of the most amazing montages I've seen. To be fair, I'm biased against my own montages. Nah, deserves to be it. Anyway, next, this montage is a very underrated montage. I need to pull this up. What's it called? Mermaid's Determination. This is also very recent. It's another one of those montages which nobody's touched on. But it was very cool to watch. I think the cutscenes as well made it look really cool. I think, but quite a lot of the clips were taken from others. Like you can see this one right here is like another one taken from Cleric. The cutscenes I love the Age of Calamity cutscenes. Just really cool. And then they changed the actual format of the video to crop it all out. Just another great watch, really. It is very underrated, so I'm gonna spam the link in chat, so then you guys all have to go watch it. Go watch it, like the video, and put a comment saying this is Poggers. Give me a second. Okay, there we go. Go just comment this is Poggers because it's very underrated. Literally only has 10 likes. It deserves so much more. Yeah, it's a long montage as well. 10 minutes. They put a lot of effort into it, and the cutscenes and the footage. So yeah, I'm gonna probably put it either top of B or bottom of A, I'd say. I'm gonna have to say bottom of A. I'll say bottom of A because it's very long as well. Like most combat montages are around 7 minutes ish, but this was quite lengthy. Anyway, next, this is another montage I was a part of, but it was edited by Random. But yeah, when Random showed me the video after he'd edited it, I was like blown away because the editing was really good. I would put this probably here. Honestly, the editing was just insane. The clips weren't as advanced, I'd have to say, because there was not much Daruk tech at all. There was almost no Daruk, to be fair. So I'd actually have to put top of B. Yeah. It says unavailable. Okay, give me a second. Okay, right, this link should be working. Okay, anyway, next. Open Your Eyes. This is the montage that started it all. This was the very first cinematic Breath of the Wild combat montage, by Rin Harasaki, obviously. The combat was not advanced at all. It was pretty basic stuff, but at the time it was very impressive. So, I'd have to put it honestly just C tier, just because, but it'd have to go top of C tier because, or I'll put it here because it was what started everything. With all these montages began because of this one. But yeah, it wasn't very advanced. There was not much, not too many cutscenes. But it was still somewhat decent, I think. Anyway, next, this was my montage. This is probably my best montage out right now. I would like S tier. I wouldn't say it's S tier. I wouldn't say C tier. That's probably A or B. You guys can decide where it goes because I'm. What do you mean? What did you say? I said B or C. I said B or A. Why is Boku Slayer low? Because it's just not. There's not many cutscenes, and it wasn't as advanced. It's not too advanced. It was pretty cinematic and stuff, but comparing something to like this, which is way more advanced, so many cool Drooks clips and stuff. I liked 100% Estin. Will I put the montage in the description? I was going to, but then I was getting impatient. I'm gonna do it as soon as I finish streaming. Or actually, I'll do it. Honestly, I'll do it right now. Tell me whichever ones you want, and I'll put them in chat or I'll put them in the description. I like S tier. Okay, look, I won't put it S. I'll put it B tier though. Okay, I'll leave our like B tier. A tier. Okay. Anyway, next. This was Cleric's combat montage. Overkill's great. Overkill's S tier. Overkill's A. I would say A as well. I think it had so many like different stuff that people have never seen before. Like it was just so different in so many ways. The music was different. There was the intro. I love the intro as well. I'm gonna have to put it top of A tier because it was just so different. The clips, like the cannon clip, was just out of the blue. Like no, I don't think nobody expected that. Let me get that up. I think everyone was impressed with that because it was just such an advanced video. Sorry, it was such a different video. It actually wasn't that advanced. There was many simple stuff put in the video. Okay, here we go. This intro, I actually really like this intro. Really like this. And then obviously adding his own text speech box to make him say whatever he wants to. And the flash into the combat, whatever. And there was a fair amount of Daruk stuff as well, to be fair. Where's the cannon clip? I need to show this cannon clip because this is by far one of the coolest clips ever made, most creative clips ever made in Breath of the Wild. Like making the cannon to shoot the Lizalfos in midair was just so insane. Anyway, so it'd have to go top of A tier, if not bottom of S, because it was just a really amazing watch. The cleric text boxes, though, yeah. the cannons in the game are weird. I mean, I don't think anybody would have ever thought to use them in combat before. I'm pretty sure it's the first time they've ever been used in that way. Anyway, next, this is a command montage by Adverb. To be completely honest, it wasn't my favorite. Anyway, sorry about that. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Adverbs montage. It was. I think the reason I didn't like it because it's all stuff we've seen before. Like a lot of clips were recreated from like Axe K, Yuda, whatever. There was like Yuda's Red Lion combo. There was the Blade Master combo from Axe K, and there wasn't too much cinematic stuff to it. And there was the editing. There wasn't much editing at all. Just like this montage, the Flash montage. So I would put it here, but it's stuff we've seen before. And unlike Firefly's one, the one to the left of it, it was rough high B tier. I'd say low B tier to be fair, because it's stuff that's been copied from other players. Unlike the one Firefly's one, which is all his own combos and stuff. I think I'd just leave it here for now. I'd have to leave it here because I think Fireflies is better slightly, just because they've created their own combos and whatever. Anyway, next, this one is, I think it's pretty recent as well. Snakebot. I like the name. I think the editing at the start was really nice. It's like solid 2 minutes of editing. I actually really enjoyed that intro. The combat wasn't too advanced, but the editing made up for it in my opinion. So it's gonna have to go, I'd say, mid B tier-ish. I did really enjoy the editing. At the start, text boxes as well, taken from Cleric as well. I think I'll leave it here. I think if the combat was slightly more advanced, I'd say I'd have to put it like around here-ish, but I think I'm gonna leave it here for now. Because the editing at the start was pretty nice. Anyway, next, the fifth hero. This was another big montage. I think it was mainly just it was Axe K's montage. Mainly just stuff taken from his Twitter clips and just combined into one thing. But the editing was pretty decent on that as well. Is one of the Overkill supposed to be Joe's? Because I don't think that one has been released yet. This one, yeah, this is just a teaser trailer, but I'm leaving that there because the trailer just amazed me. Fifth hero SSA. I'm gonna say A as well. I'm gonna have to say around here because the clips were very good. They were all his Twitter clips, and most of them were like the ones that blew up. There was the Guardian one. There was like the double quick pivot flip one. So I'm gonna have to put it here. I think this one had more new stuff, but this one was all like included Twitter clips, which had like changed a lot of stuff for combat. so I'm gonna have to leave it high A tier. These two, right? The 4 if this was Yuda's extension of. Let's do the 4 first. The 4 is probably one of the best montages to exist. It's gonna have to go S tier, either high A or low S. I'm gonna have to say it's interchangeable with For Our Friends. I think they're both very insane. I'm gonna have to put it. I think I'm gonna leave it here at the end because I think the ending of For Our Friends is just irreplaceable. You can't get anything better than that. Put it before Lightning. The reason I'm not putting it before Lightning because the editing of the actual clips in Lightning was like it'd never been done before, and so many of the clips in there had never been seen before because Lightning has not been experimented with. The clips were pretty advanced, but there was a lot of new stuff as well. The editing was insane. The ending as well, like with Dark Meets Ganon and stuff, it was just so clean and smooth. It didn't even look like it was two different cutscenes. But let me pull up the ending because the ending was just I think it was two different cutscenes, but it was put together to make it look like it was one. One sec, I've got Grammarly ad. These were two different cutscenes because this is one where she's sealing Dark Beast Ganon. So this is the one from the Guardian. Then it switches into the one from Dark Beast Ganon, and it's so quick you can't even tell that it was a switch. Like the editing was just this insane. The music was picked up so well as well, and the intro as well was just it was just such a good montage. And the fact it was a collaboration between 4 different people, which had never been seen before in the montage in Breath of the Wild montages, is gonna have to be S. I could put it here or here, but these two are interchangeable, so I'm just gonna leave it here for now. Grammarly Combat Montage. The ending of Overkill's better than For Our Friends. The 4 if this was an Yuda's extension for the 4 because he had loads of really good clips left over, and the clips were so good. Like it was all like really amazing stuff. Like it wasn't like too much Daruk tech. It wasn't too unadvanced stuff. It was all advanced stuff. Really unique stuff as well, like Hinox cycle launches, chain explosion, SPRs. It's gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to put it top of it. Okay, it either goes here, 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 or here. I think it's gonna have to go. Yeah, it either goes here, like it either goes right here, or it goes here. But you guys can choose between that because it can go any of those 4 places. What if I rank Twitter clips? I could do that one time actually. I could rank Twitter clips. Wait, there's an extension for 4? Exactly. Yuta is just so underrated. Nobody knows that he exists. I bet in the actual thing, almost nobody. Everyone was just thinking that Yuda's outfit was actually Peko because they were both black. But Yuda was probably the best out of all of the 4. The Red Lion clip in the 4 was honestly one of the best clips in Breath of the Wild at the time, if not the best, and it still is because so many people have built combos off of Yuda's combo. It just created a whole other segment for combat. So the 4 if I'm gonna have to put it. I'll just leave it here, I think, for now. I'll leave it here or here, I think, because this had so many new stuff. This had so many new stuff, and this was just also amazing. So I'm gonna leave it here for now. Okay. Right, okay, next we have the Hooded. This I just watched today as well. It was a pretty long montage actually, 16 minutes. I think lots of the ending of it was just lots of cut scenes, I think. Which personally I didn't like because it was just, I had to like skip through some of it as well to get to the other part. Another thing I think I didn't like too much was it went actually no. So here's something I like. I liked how it went. This was different. It went into the Ganon fight, and then it went into the Dark Beast Ganon fight, and use the Dark Beast Ganon fight for other clips in the castle, whatever. Let me search it up. I think if they had added like a vignette effect or whatever to it, it would have looked slightly better, I think. Here we go. So here's the Dark Beast after this was the Ganon fight. So here was when it changed back into here. But I think this part should have had like after here, the combat should have like a vignette on the edges just to make it look. I think that would have been slightly better. It would look like more of a memory, even though it's not supposed to be. I think, in my opinion, that's what I would have done. But yeah, the combat is still pretty good throughout. I think some of the start it could have been a little bit more advanced than just Lionel fights and like actual more planned combos. But I think here was when I think at one point it was like I think it was 4 or 5 of the people going into a double line fight, and it was just clips from all of them in that same double line fight. I actually really like that because it was different. Usually you don't really get people in collaboration montages fighting at the same place or doing the same stuff. So that was pretty cool. So I'm gonna have to put the hooded at obviously a lot of effort has gone into it, so I'm gonna have to put it slightly higher. I think I'll put it here. I think here as well. Similar to this one, the editing is good, but if the combat was more advanced, it would have gone slightly higher up, I think. But yeah, I feel like this montage has a very big skill gap between some of the people. I guess I can agree with that as well. I should react on both gods, which I was gonna add that, but I was thinking I didn't really want to because it didn't have cinematic stuff, and it was there's quite a few copied stuff as well in there, so I just didn't particularly want to add it. So I left it out for now, but I may do another one of these. I may do one for Twitter clips, etc. But anyway, the last one, White Blessed. This was Paper's first montage, and I actually really enjoyed it. I think the thumbnail's unique. I like the name as well. The editing was very nice as well. I think the effects or whatever, the cutscenes were nice. The merging, the combat in it as well was like it was like this one where it was like a bunch of Twitter clips they put them all together, and obviously some of those Twitter clips have gone viral, so they put them all together and made like a huge display out of it. I think it had a classic the Alphas fight to start, just like this montage. You could tell it was very inspired by the other montages. They had watched videos and taken notes. They knew what they were doing when they started making this. So I think it's got to go A tier. I think it's definitely above mine. I think above this one as well. I'd have to put it around here as well because I think it's a very solid montage, especially for the first one. My first one all the way down here and didn't go so well. But this was, yeah, they definitely knew what they were doing when they started making this montage. They obviously took time, put time into it, etc. I mean, all the people here, they obviously all put time into this. This one is just a teaser, so that's why it's below this one. But I think the full thing will look very cool looking at the trailer. Like, the editing looks cool as well. But anyway, everyone here has put time into their things, obviously. So I'm going to link them. I'm going to probably link all the montages in the description, or actually I'll put them in chat. White Bliss is S tier. I'm keeping an A tier because I think S tiers montages are like the absolute best montages. Like, these 3 are like the best montages. The combat wasn't very. I'd put this down because the combat wasn't very advanced. If this combat was advanced, this would be the best of all time. But since it was made so early on, obviously the combat wasn't as advanced. White Bliss is higher. I'm leaving it here because there was obviously it'd been inspired by a lot of other things. I think Yeah, I think it's below these three as well, because this had so many new stuff. This had a lot of new stuff from Twitter, obviously, and this was just an amazing montage in general. I think these two are interchangeable as well, but other than that, I think that's the tier list done. I don't think I'm going to change anything. I think this is all solid placement. If I had to rank my new montage coming out, it would go. I would put it here, like in between here. That's how confident I am in this montage and how well I think it's. Hopefully, it turns out good. But this is how it, hopefully it turns out to be like just around here somewhere. Because I've already put so much time into getting clips. It's the editing. I've already spent loads of time doing editing. Like the other day, I spent like 40 minutes just editing some tiny 10-second cutscene. But yeah. Yeah, let me look at the cutscene actually. Because I remember I had to. It's like it's all the little stuff in combat montages as well. So this I remember I had to because this light I wanted to put it on the castle because I remember there's one cutscene which has the light on like the certain part of the castle. So because I'm moving forward, obviously the light had to move downwards and the cropping of there had to go outwards as I was moving forward. So that was moving outwards. I had to make the cropping move out. The cropping move outwards. Also had to make a circle effect here so that when the light would go on top of this part. So and then that also had to expand as I was walking upwards, and I had to what do you call it? Dissolve. That's it. I had to cross dissolve it into this. But I also had to do the cropping thing here, and I also had to make it stay on that part of the castle by moving its coordinates in the video as I walk forward. And it did not help that I couldn't walk in a straight line because of drift, because the camera angle just started going to the left. But anyway, enough rambling. Anyway, I think I'm probably going to end there. Let me take a screenshot of this actually. Actually, let me ask you, do you have anything I should change on here? Because this is what I would do personally. But if you have any other opinions you haven't said yet, then please just feel free to say them. Nice tiers, it's good. Okay. I'm thinking about this one and how it could be slightly higher. You're the guy who made my banner. Yo, what's up? I still use that banner. I have it on Twitter, I have it on YouTube. I really appreciate that. Camera drift is quite annoying fusing. Yeah, it is. But I mean, you just have to work with what you got. I couldn't be asked to go back onto the game and get another, get another 30-second clip just for using 5 seconds of it. But yeah, I think this is it. How did actually do the cinematics videos? He has a video on his channel actually. So basically, it's I forgot the name of it. It is camera something. Camera displacement. So basically, to get an apparatus glitch. It's all on his channel. So go to his channel and check it out. You'll see it. It basically just lets you get the camera from afar for like a few seconds. It'll slowly zoom in. I agree with most of that, but I replaced Fire Blizzard with Mermaid Domination and Elementals with Hope of Hyrule. Okay, let's see. Hope of Hyrule Elementals. Change these two. because I don't think I should change these two together. I don't think I should change elementals and Hope of Hyrule. Because I think elementals, the editing was just it was so. I love the smooth editing. I was like DPP into DPP, shield surf into another shield surf, parry into another parry, whatever. I always loved the how it's interchangeable. Sorry, how it's so swift and moves together. I think what was the other one? Fire Blizzard and Momentum. The reason I'm leaving Fire Blizzard down there is because I think lots of the clips in there were like already taken from other players, like just replicated clips. And personally, I don't like that. So if there's like a lot of replicated clips, usually I put it lower. Like all of these ones don't have many replicated clips. That's why they've gone higher. This one obviously 0 replicated clips. In fact, clips have been replicated from these 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. These 6 have most of these montages have some elements of some of the clips from these 6. That's why these 6 are in these positions, because they've inspired other players in for their own clips and own montages, etc. But yeah, I think that's it. Owl actually be above elementals and mermaid determination. This one I just put the bottom there. I was pretty satisfied with this, to be fair, when I first made it. The thumbnail wasn't that good, but because I made that in like 5 seconds. But when I made this, I was thinking there's not really many flaws in this. I could realize, because every time there's like a flaw in it or like something that didn't look good, I always get annoyed, because this one didn't have many of that. This didn't have many mistakes in it, so I was pretty happy how it's turned out. Above elements, I mean, if you really want, I'll put it there. But I think there's a lot of Daru tech in it as well. There wasn't too many different clips. I guess there was quite a few different clips. Like I always try to make my own combos and stuff. Like I always try. I'd always try not to copy other people like the most. But I think it did have quite a few cutscenes. I'll put it. If you really want, I'll leave it here then. Because you guys are deciding where I'll. In all honesty, you guys are deciding where this goes. I'm just like on the side agreeing with whatever you say. This can stay down here. The new montage, I'm telling you, is gonna go like high A tier, like probably where White Blessings, because I'm gonna make sure this montage is the best thing I will ever create in Breath of the Wild Combat. Like it's gonna be long as well. It's gonna be like 15 minutes. It's gonna be like it's already like 15 minutes long, and I haven't even used all the clips yet. I mean, I'm probably just gonna leave some out, but even if I leave some out, it's gonna be like 15 minutes at 15 minutes at most. I haven't even used any cutscenes yet. Haven't had any cutscenes. Only editing the combat for now. But yeah. Alright, let's take a screenshot of this. Let me put this on Twitter. Okay, I'm probably since the stream got cut off midway through, I'm probably gonna have to merge the 2 videos together. What you think are the top 5 Breath of the Wild players? Top 5 Breath of the Wild players. Okay. Number 5 would be at the moment. The 4+ actually I disagree. Because at the moment Pekko is not doing much. Yeah, Pekko's not been doing much lately. Cleric has only done one combat mod. That's a good point actually. Combat or in general, because for combat, okay, I'm just gonna say it out here. Axe K, Yuda, Firefly, uh, Firefly. There's someone I'm missing. Axe K, Yuda, Firefly. I could say for the okay if it was overall, then I'd say Pekko, Rin, Yuda, Cleric, and Axe K. But it's for now, I would say Firefly, Axe K, Yuda, and two others. Who's doing a lot on Twitter? Let's go to Twitter. Paper, possibly. Ivio was pretty good from a while ago. Joe was good. Yeah, Joe was one who created combos. I've never seen them do their own combos, however, but if they did that one combo where Skyward is another one actually. Skyward always has their own combos. They always think their own combos, which I think is really impressive. Anyone who makes their own combos, especially if they're like really cool, like that one we saw in the trailer for this, where they like did the down thrust attack from the shield jump cancel and bomb explosion. Yeah, Sky was really good in the way that. Okay, I'm gonna put it in chat. I think it's Axe K, Yuda, Firefly, Skyward, and I know there's someone I'm forgetting, but I don't know who it is. Adam is actually doing quite a bit on Twitter as well, especially lots of Daruk tech involved with his clips. So potentially could be Adam, could be Pokemon did a lot of really good stuff, but he doesn't really do too much nowadays. Honestly, I can't decide for a fifth person. It's probably a draw between like Paper, Ivio, Pokemon, Adam. Well, the confirmed four I'd have to say with these four. Fifth one I'm not sure about. Anyway, I need to put these two streams together because my internet cuts out the one time I stream this month. She said bad. She said BAD and SPR is like back to the beard. Karakuri is pretty good as well. I think in the free combat, like just line of fights as well, they're pretty good. And I'm gonna end then. I'll put these together and I'll upload it as a separate video. Let me screenshot this as well. Okay. I'm gonna go then. I have no clue when I'll stream next. Next thing I'll probably do for YouTube is I'll either upload a short or upload that montage I've been working on for so long. But yeah, XW. I remember seeing XW on Twitter, but I don't think they're doing much anymore nowadays. Well, I'm gonna go then. See ya.